Thanks you, Ashley and Sean, for opening up your house. So this is just the first one, Sean. This is going to be happening 4 or 5 times a week, so get ready, because I'm having a word with Aaron. See, we're going to change the rules here. Employees are allowed to sign up. Just kidding. Hey, no, the next few minutes is really important to everybody, and I'm talking particularly to the guests tonight, to the people hearing this for the first time. I'm excited for you. This is very important. What we're talking about is no joke. This is real. This is serious. We're moving fast, and it's not about me. It's about you. And I'm talking primarily to the people who are under 30, but guess what? If you're over 30 and if you decide to help somebody under 30 become an MB30, you get more than the free water bottle. This is my wife and my son and my daughter Sierra and Jerry and Lindsay. They're the love of my life, and they keep me going all the time. Jerry's a very competitive basketball player. Sierra, she loves to sing and perform to anybody who will listen. And Lindsay's just my great wife, and I love her, and she builds a business together. As a team, we do this. Now, I had never done network marketing prior to this experience. I had a bad attitude towards it. I made fun of people who did it. I didn't think it was a real industry. I had a lot of people approach me with a bunch of hype, unrealistic expectations, fear of loss approach. Really turned me off. So I thought, hey, network marketing, you have to be pushy. You have to be one of those people that bugs everybody. And none of them ever realized any success. So I just thought it didn't work. My mom approached me 10 years ago with a totally different approach. She was much more professional. She did it with dignity. She did it with facts. However, I still didn't think it was real, so I started a diligence process to show her that she was wasting her time, that she shouldn't be wasting her time in this business. At that time in her life, she was over $100,000 in debt. She was renting a 10-foot by 12-foot bedroom from a girlfriend in a 2-bedroom condo. So she was arguably the lowest she had been in her adult life economically. And so I thought, I got to save her from this deal, you know? Network marketing doesn't work. And doing the diligence is how I backed my way into it. I discovered that she was right and I was wrong. See, wealthy people thought it was a great industry, but poor people thought it was a bad industry. Found plenty of positive things on this industry from the richest people in the world, literally the richest people on the planet, and all my broke friends said it didn't work. So I decided maybe it was time I stopped listening to my broke friends and listen to wealthy people. And then, let me tell you, if you want to become wealthy, if you want to be a millionaire, raise your hand. Some of you don't want to be millionaires? All right, well, this is the first meeting I've ever been to where there was a few people who want to be millionaires. So I'm going to talk as if everybody does, because it's just as much work to be rich as it is to be poor. So you might as well pick a vehicle that can make you rich. My mentor told me one day, hey, you know what, you're going to get good at a lot of things in life. Make sure one of them is something that can make you filthy rich. Just makes sense, right? So here's the deal. Most of the time, 1% of the people in America, according to the Social Security Administration stats, 1 out of 100 people is wealthy. 95 out of 100, by the age 65, rely on the government or the family members. So 5% can take care of themselves, one's wealthy. So chances are our friends, our parents, our teachers, our professors, they're not in the wealthy 1%, statistically speaking. So if you want to be wealthy, you need to learn from somebody who's wealthy. That's the problem right now. They don't teach you about money in school. Isn't school about getting good grades and get a good job? Well, wouldn't a good job mean about making good money? I don't even think those two words go together, good job. But it seems like they would teach us about making money in school. I must have missed the class on wealth building. Wealth Building 101, Wealth Building 102. I didn't see a course, all right? So, exactly, because the curriculum's so outdated, all right? They don't teach you how to be wealthy. This isn't your parents' generation. It's changed. I'm not saying don't work hard. I'm just saying going to work for 40, 50 years of your life for $50,000 and for 50 hours a week and trying to retire on 50% of that doesn't sound like fun. Look, student loans are the highest they've ever been. $1 trillion surpassed credit card debt. Highest it's ever been. I don't understand it, but tuitions keep going up. And now I'm an advocate of school. I just think you need to learn from how to be wealthy also. And if you want to be wealthy, learn from somebody who's wealthy. You know, I look around this room, I think I counted five millionaires or multimillionaires that are wealthy from this business. Before this meeting's over, go visit with them. I like those odds. This is a small group compared to what we're building in Arizona just in the last 6 weeks. All right, so get with the millionaires and multimillionaires. If you do what they do, you get what they got. The guy who mentored me, his name is Bob Schmidt. He passed away 5 years ago in an accident. The last 5 years of his life was really the first 5 years of my new life, where he taught me how to think differently. He taught me about wealth. He taught me about freedom. He taught me how money worked. And really, once you understand it, it's really not that hard. So He told me the story. He said, when I started, he said, if you're coachable and you're consistent, when he introduced this to me, when he showed me how to be successful with this, he said, if you're coachable and consistent, he said, I'll take responsibility for your success. I said, how can you do that? He said, because I've been doing this a long time. And he told me the story. He said, one day, Tommy, you'll know how to work this. You'll be able to work this business like you know the score. I said, what do you mean? He said, look, I've been doing this for 33 years. I have more personal and professional freedom than anybody I know. I know how to pick the companies. I understand the importance of being in the right place at the right time, and I'm pretty confident in my ability to help you succeed with this if you choose to do it. He said, I'm a big UCLA basketball fan. When I watch, sometimes when I leave, I'll always record the games. And if I can't make it, if I can't watch it, so I record it. And sometimes on the way home, somebody will call me and tell me the score, or I'll hear it on the radio, but I'll still watch the game. And he said, because I love basketball and I love UCLA. He said, but it's amazing that the experience is different. I'll be sitting on the couch, we'll be down by 15 points with 2 minutes left. And it's amazing how professional I am, how calm, how collective and stable I become because I know the score. And I think, isn't it going to be interesting to see how they come back? See, he knew how to pick the timing. He understood how to pick the companies. He knew that they're not created the same. I didn't understand that. I had to go off his faith, his belief, his confidence, just like I'm going to ask some of you to do as we move forward. He knew the score. He said, one day you'll know the score and you'll be able to work this business that way, all right? Is it a pyramid scheme? No. Really, I'm so tired of hearing that. I know maybe in Utah you might not run into it as much, but we're being streamed live all over the world right now. And the over 30, I run into the pyramid scheme thing like 1 out of 100. Scheme, pyramid scheme. To me, I don't even think there's been a pyramid scheme since the 80s or the 70s. That's so old school. Pyramid scheme. People don't even know what it means, and they all call it a pyramid scheme on 9 out of 10 under 30. I don't understand it. So the answer, no, it's not a pyramid scheme. Pyramid schemes are illegal. Okay? It's basically you give me money, you give me money, you give me money, you give your friends money. Everybody just transfers money with no transfer of a product or a service, and it's illegal. So no, it's not a pyramid scheme. All right? Pyramid schemes don't have full jersey sponsorships of the Salt Lake Real. They don't have A+ ratings from the Better Business Bureau like XANGO does. They don't have a CEO that covers magazines as CEO of the Year with the company XANGO, or that win Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year awards, arguably the most prestigious award in America. So no, it's not a pyramid scheme. Do you have to get in at the top or at the beginning to make money? That's another one I'm tired of hearing. Yes, you do. 95% of the time, if you don't get in at the beginning, you're not going to make any money because 95% of these companies don't see their 5th year. I wouldn't even look at a company that was at least 5 years old. Now I know how to ask the hard questions. All right? So you do need to be in early and be at the top if it's a binary. If it's a binary, run. If it's a compensation plan that says we have a binary compensation plan, notice every single one of them, the person at the top of the company makes the most money. Just the way they work. They feed the top. But real network marketing companies that do it right, that's a fair level playing field, it doesn't matter where you come in. It doesn't matter whether you're on the 1st level, the 50th level, 500th level, 10,000th level. It doesn't matter. It's a fair level playing field. You can out-earn the person who brought you. And that's important. I mean, if you work harder, you can earn more money, period. I'm on the 21st level. I'm not the top earner, but I certainly intend to be. And I can. And I think that's cool. That's the way it should be. So, you don't have, in fact, I haven't found one of the billion-dollar companies, one of the big companies that have gone to that elusive $1 billion in annual sales mark that has the top money earner that came in the first window. They always come in later. They always come in somewhere between years 7 and 15. Look it up. It's always the same story of the companies that do it right. That's right where we're at, the second wave, okay? So, look, I find it interesting that people think you have to be at the top when that's our real jobs. Corporate America, that's the way it is in corporate America. You have to be at the top. Most of our jobs, the top makes all the money. Is anybody at Microsoft going to out-earn Bill Gates? Probably not, all right? A lot of them have more talent, skills, in areas that he doesn't. Some of them might even work harder than he does. But look, you're never going to pass him up. He has all the leverage and he makes the most amount of money. He has 70,000 employees. Nobody has a problem with that. But our friends that don't understand network marketing say, oh yeah, you got to be at the top. Don't listen to them, okay? They don't know what they're talking about. And again, I find it interesting that network marketing being the exact opposite is what people call it. It's really the exact opposite of what people think it is. And that's really interesting to me. So look, Donald Trump was on Letterman one time. Letterman said, hey, what would you do if you had to start over? He said, I'd find a good network marketing company. I would get to work. I'd find a good network marketing company and get to work. Okay? The crowd kind of laughed and so forth because they had it all figured out, right? Well, he said, hey, that's why I'm up here and you're down there. See, what do the wealthiest people in the world know that we don't know? Why does Donald Trump say this is a great industry, but our broke friends don't say it doesn't work, all right? Don't listen to them. Listen to people who have done that. Bill Gates, network marketing is one of the best kept secrets in the business world. The future of the world economy will be found in the communities of consumers. Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. The richest people in the world look for and build networks. Everyone else looks for work. All right? What do they know that we don't know? And these are the type of things that changed my mindset. I thought, why do I think I know more than the richest people in the world? Why do some of our friends think they know that? Why they're sitting there working at Jimmy John's, Subway, Starbucks? And I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but not forever. You know, why not do something on the side that can work with people who are wealthy and let them teach you how to do it? Let me teach you the difference between network marketing and traditional business. In school, we learn about traditional business. This is the only difference between our industry and the way a product gets manufactured from the manufacturer and gets in the hands of the consumers, you and I. Let's take Red Bull. Let's say it costs 10 cents to manufacture a Red Bull. And then it goes and sits at a big global distribution company that specializes in that and has the Fargo's freights and everything that it takes to send it off to the different countries sits in there. So they mark it up 50 cents until the United States calls and says, hey, we need more in our national warehouse, we need more Red Bull. They send it to the United States or any other country, mark it up 50 cents or so. And then it sits there until Arizona or Utah calls and says, hey, look, our little convenience stores are starting to clean out our inventory. We need some more inventory. We're noticing the state is getting small. So they send it over there in trucks, and it sits in a warehouse, a refrigerated warehouse, and they have these really cool little Red Bull trucks that sit parked outside until your convenience stores or grocery stores call and say, we need more Red Bull. Simple as that. And they mark it up 50 cents or so. Then it sits in the stores until you and I or your friends go buy it, and then they mark it up to $2 to $3, $2 to $4 depending on the size of the Red Bull. That's it. Okay? That's a traditional chain of marketing. That's how it goes from 10 cents to $4. And then everybody pitches in and they take a portion of their profit and they pay Shaun White, Travis Pastrana, people who jump from outer space, people who fly these crazy airplanes, and extreme sports like this young man who's one of the best skaters in the world from Spain. Spain, yeah, look him up. Kylian Martin. One of the best skateboarders in the world. Look him up. All his videos are viewed. We looked at a video viewed 3 million times, right? Amazing. Amazing. So they pay but a few people make the money. A few people make the money. And the product doesn't even have to be great because the shelves don't tell stories. Okay? But an athlete or somebody will put it on their jersey, put it on their helmet, put it on their race car, and we go buy it. So traditional marketing overrides the quality of a product. It doesn't matter. That's traditional business. All right, network marketing, the only difference is the manufacturer, in this case XANGO, the best network marketing company in the world, manufactures the product, and they drop ship it right to the end user, the consumer. That's you, okay? And who gets that money? Who gets that markup and that marketing budget? You and I do. The people who have the courage to share this with our friends. The people who have the courage to talk about something's different. I have people say, hey, it's different. Yeah, you know what, because they didn't teach it in school? Because your parents didn't teach you? So is being one of the wealthy 1%. So is being a millionaire. I'm glad I'm different. Yeah, we do something different. Yeah, we do something that works. That's the only difference. But the product has to be great because it's a word-of-mouth business. So you have to have something that works great, that's better in a market that's a big growing trend, that has great economic potential because it has to have a story, because we tell the story. Because Travis Pastrana isn't running on his race car, in his helmet, and doing backflips on his motorcycle with it. That's it. That's the only difference. So people just don't understand it, and people are always down on what they're not up on. Why this company? Because it's the best. I could go on and on and on why. I know how to ask the hard questions. I understand the difference in the companies. Now, I didn't when I started, but I was mentored by somebody who did, and I've been doing this for 10 years, and I've learned that there really is something to be said for being in the right place at the right time, and these companies and these opportunities are not created equal. That's the biggest thing I've learned in 10 years. There's a dramatic difference in the doability and the sustainability. Let me tell you something. You only want to do this once. Okay? You just want to do it once. But this company has penetrated 43 markets. You see, well, what does that mean? Well, when I started in XANGO, XANGO was open in 6 countries. And so if you knew somebody like we got somebody in here from Japan. We have people in here from Japan, right? Well, what if we weren't open in Japan? And you wanted to bring it to Japan. Well, I guess we couldn't. See, you can sign up your neighbor who might know somebody in Arizona, who might know somebody in Florida, who might know somebody in New York, who might know somebody in Canada, who might know somebody in Japan, who might know somebody in Hong Kong, who might know somebody In Russia, Kazakhstan, Ukraine, any of the countries that this company is open, you get paid the exact same. So you can build an international business just from working from home. So the opportunity is better now, just from that perspective, than it was 10 years ago. Do you really understand the significance of that? It's huge. You know how few companies penetrate those type of markets? Do you know how few companies do it right, like this guy, like this one has? Man, I mean, it's unbelievable. They've created over 120 millionaires in the last 10 years. I don't think a company in this industry has ever done that. They've really, really done something nobody's gone before. Fastest to 100 million in annual sales. Fastest to $250 million in annual sales. That doesn't just happen. So they're not created the same. They paid out over $1 billion. They reached $1 billion in total sales faster than Starbucks, faster than Apple, faster than Microsoft, faster than Nike, just to get you thinking. I mean, this is real. These guys really did it. And the opportunity is ours. So, bottom line, they rewrote the record books in the first 10 years. And what we're about to do moving forward will totally just wipe out what we did in the first 10 years. This second growth curve, what you're going to hear about here in a few minutes, is the next big wave. Okay, this is when the top money earners come in and say, well, I don't really want to be a top money earner. I'd just like to make $1,000 a month. Good, then it's easier. It's going to be easier now than it was 10 years ago. All right, I only want to make $10,000 a month, and I'll be happy. That's all I want to make. Good, we'll help you do that, and it's going to be easier than it was the first time. All right, this is the next one. Okay, entry points. Everybody thinks the network marketing, getting in at the very beginning. You got to get at the beginning. Remember, we talked about that. Yeah, you do 95% of the time, because if you didn't make any money in the first 5 years, you're not going to make anything at all. So, everybody thinks that's the key. The key is the beginning. No, man, it's too risky. Too risky to your credibility, your influence, your time, your energy. And really, what else is there? Time? I mean, time, you can't get that back. And that's the investment initially is your time. But guess what the reward is? Guess what the return is? Time freedom. The greater investment you make in gold, silver, real estate, stock market, if that's something you understand, the greater the potential return in terms of money. In network marketing, because of the nature of the type of money that we make, we invest some of our time and energy, and the return is total time freedom. It is beauty, okay? So, look, I really want everybody to pay close attention. I said 15 minutes on that, but we have a couple extra people here. It's going to be a little bit longer than that. The next few minutes really might be the most important few minutes of your life in terms of freedom and economics. I mean, and I mean that. I hope you feel my energy and my passion. I don't just get up and say something. I've built this business from scratch. And I did it by learning from somebody who's done it. And I'm not going to risk my credibility and influence and tell you something that's not legit. This is serious moving forward, okay? I'm going to tell you the story of how the MB30 came about. 2 months before my mentor died, Bob Schmidt, who was one of the greatest network marketers that ever walked planet Earth, 2 months before he passed, I was standing in my hallway, and I was talking to him about my experience. I'd been doing it for 5 years, and I was telling him about how the billion-dollar companies, the ones that do $1 billion annually plus, those are the big dogs. I think there's only 11 or 12. Everybody says they're going to do it. The elusive $1 billion. Oh, we're the next $1 billion company. They're 2 months old, and they're telling you they're the next $1 billion company. That bugs me. Bugs me. The excitement's in the facts, not the messenger. Okay? Not somebody that's never done it before going to go tell you what they're going to do. All right? We have really changed the game. This company's changed the game. All right? So he was and I was saying, hey Bob, how come the second wave, the second run, the second momentum window is always the big one of the billion-dollar companies? And how come the top money earners always come in that window? How come the top money earners always come in between your 715 and the second run's the big one? I don't understand that. He laughed and he said, hey, it's always been that way. It always will be. He said, I call them the young lions. And I didn't really put that together because you know what? My first 10 years in network marketing, I discouraged people to work in underage 30 because my experience wasn't so great. I felt like people in their 20s, in their late teens, in their 20s, saw about 2 feet in front of their face and they wanted instant gratification. And this business doesn't work. This is not a get-rich-quick plan. Somebody put the word work in network marketing. I'm convinced they built a downline before they called it that. We're going to work, okay? We're going to work together as a team. But the return is going to be unbelievable. Okay, it's not, if you hear somebody say, oh, I made $1,000 in my first 2 days, good, then get out of that company. Run from that company because that means they have a big sign-up bonus and you're just selling alarms door to door. Might as well just keep doing that. Go sell meat door to door because big sign-up bonus money means you can never get off the treadmill. The holy grail of this industry is back-end residual walk-away income. That's the compensation plans that work. Oh, well, how much you make in your first 2 days? Well, you know what? If they got those big numbers, then they're at the wrong deal. Hey, they'll be with another one after a while. Run away from those companies too, okay, all right? So, look, I was wrong. Something happened that changed the game for people in your age group. It's called the crash of 2008, all right? Everything changed in the last 5 years. We've watched our parents, our family members, our friends lose their houses, lose their cars, lose their jobs, lose their marriages, been stressed out because they're letting society program their brains by listening to the news and social media, all these things that program the way we think, and we're letting it bring us down, all right? So we've seen that. So that's changed the game for people in your age group, big time. They're hungrier than they've ever been. We've watched our parents go to work for a long time and see where it's got them for somebody else. Go help somebody else live out their dreams instead of go realize our own. All right? It's time to change that. So this young man, Kamwela Kirk, who some of you might have seen before, he is a family friend of ours. We've known him since he was 13. He's two-time world champion in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He's undefeated in mixed martial arts. He's incredibly disciplined. And he's got a big heart, and he's very driven, he's very passionate, and he told me when he was 17, he asked me if I would start mentoring him. We used to go to lunch all the time, talk about how money works, talk about real estate investing. He started pushing me to do XANGO. And I just kind of shied away from it because of my experience with people in his age group, remember? My first 10 years. Well, I didn't think about the young lions, and he was pushing me to create something that fit into his lifestyle, to help make this business model fit into his lifestyle better. Well, then I was asked to go speak in Mexico. I had heard the success that XANGO had been having in Mexico for years, that it was one of the fastest growing countries for XANGO. I thought, how could that be? Now, I know the leaders there are great, but how could it be in a country that the average income is under $1,000 a month? Well, I finally was asked to speak there. There was 3,500 people in the crowd. Blew my mind, all right? I asked to stay 6 extra days there with the leader there, Stella Salinas, okay? And they did the recognition portion. All of the people breaking the ranks. 90% of the 3,500 people were under the age 30. They're all in their early to mid-20s. And then they did the recognition. All the people that were breaking the ranks, making 10, 20, 40, 50, 60,000 a month and new pin levels, were all in your age group. And that changed my mindset, because I can't buy into the thought process that they can do something we can't do. Especially in you think we got problems financially? Sell your Xbox, you know? I mean, do whatever it takes. You don't want to miss this. Sell your baseball cards. I mean, really? You're young adults. These aren't kids. 18, 20, 24, these aren't kids. We're not kids anymore. This is young adults. It's time to go out and take this thing by the throat. In Mexico, they're doing it, and look, they're setting themselves totally free. So I came home, and it just so happened that the greatest CEO in the industry, the one that rewrote the record books, the greatest visionary I ever met, who happens to be standing in this room, Aaron Garrity, was coming to Phoenix. Aaron Garrity. And I said, Aaron, we need to go to dinner. He said, I've got other plans. I've got to fly out. I said, I need you to stay. This is the most important thing I've ever talked to you about. He changed his plans. He stayed in Phoenix. We went to a steakhouse, and we stayed there for 4 hours. And we talked about this vision. He saw it instantly. And he said, you don't realize how big this is going to be. And I was thinking, well, I don't? But that's the one person that for sure could tell me that I will believe, that I will think. And I said, you're probably right. I don't. This guy saw it instantly, said we're going to clear the runway. This is going to be the biggest movement that this industry's ever seen. All right, so then we came out here, Kamwela and I flew here. Those are some of the secret halls that Jerome Garrison got to see today, and XANGO, some of you have seen halls that I've never seen, but I saw stuff today I've never saw before. I mean, it's pretty cool. And we recorded this, and that's how MB30 came about. Millionaire by 30. My young friend Kamwela said, I want to help as many people become millionaires by 30. What a brilliant idea. What a great concept. Help people become millionaires. Why not? Why not? Guess what happens when you help somebody become one? You know? And we recorded this video. I'm not going to play it right now because of time, but everybody check it out. What's the product? It's limitless. Look, you need, in business, if you want to be successful, and I just think about what we get for $35 and a little bit of product. I mean, if you want to make a lot of money in business, you have a better solution to a massive growing trend. All right? Right now, the fastest growing sector of the beverage industry is energy drinks. That's what people are spending their money on in your age group and above. All right? Coffee is the #2 import into America. Huge economic potential. Why do people drink coffee? Because the way the caffeine makes them feel. If they say they just like the experience or the taste, tell them to switch to decaf. Watch what they say. They won't switch. All right? and I'm not going to get too into the product right now, but when you learn what this does, how much healthier it is for you, what it does to get your adrenals firing again so you have your natural energy back so you feel like you used to feel again. When I sat down with Yoko Little and Gina and they started educating me on this product and telling me, I started thinking, holy smokes. This is a lot more than an energy drink. What it does to increase blood flow to your brain, to help with mental clarity, mental focus, mental acuity, help you do your schoolwork and focus, no crash, no sugar, so you don't have the glucose spikes, and then what goes up must come down so you don't get, crave sugar and carbs and fat later, and that leads to diabetes and obesity, certain things. I mean, these energy drinks are literally killing people. Over 200,000 hospitalizations last year just in America. It's a $32 billion a year industry worldwide. It's $15 billion around here and projected to double in 5 years. Starbucks is doing $15 billion, projected to go to $23 billion in the next 4 years. Huge, massive growing trend. It's just a transfer of dollars. Your friends are already spending money on this. So we've got this product that XANGO's already made that works better than what they're spending their money on. It works better. Believe me, it works a lot better. You feel it. Everyone feels it. 100% of the people love the product. It's the easiest thing I've ever done. All right? And it is healthy first. It's good for you. It has high antioxidant value, fights free radical damage. I mean, there's cool stuff in here. Stuff that this company brought to the market that everybody's copying. And it's already less expensive than what they're already spending their money on. They ship it right to you. It's even got a cool name. I mean, it's not in cans. Who cans? Cans. I mean, seriously? You know how expensive cans are to ship? I'm going to get in one cans and let them ship it over there. You look at the shipping when they ship your cans to you, all right? And then let me know how it works when they sit outside. Let me know how you travel with those cans, how well they come through the airport with you. Let me know how they sit in your gym bag warm. I mean, I didn't even believe anybody's even using cans, taking up all that shelf space. We need to get with it. I mean, that's 2001 to me. It's a cool, even the name's cool, Limitless. I mean, what? It really is. It defines the entire opportunity. It defines where we're going. Unlimited potential, limitless lifestyle, limitless opportunity. I mean, it just so happened the stars are aligned here. All right? So real simple. We get our friends to stop drinking Red Bull, Rockstar, Monster, 5-Hour Energy, Gatorade. There's even coconut water in there. It has electrolytes. How can we drink Gatorade for electrolytes? All right? And it helps with the dehydration. I mean, they killed it with this product. I asked Yoko and Gina, I said, well, what's a competition? They looked at each other like, I don't know. There is none. There's never been anything like this before. Guess what? You own it. You own it. You have a better answer, a better solution, infinitely better to a massive growing trend just by signing up as a XANGO distributor. And we just go to work. We stop our friends from drinking that crap, that liquid poison that doesn't care about them. We get them drinking this product that we're not competing against stores. There's no competition at all. There's no commercials, you know. And by the way, I started thinking about it. I don't know anybody in my contact list that doesn't want to be healthier. I mean, I don't have one friend in my contact list that wouldn't like to make more money. Do you? Every one of us have friends that like to make more money. So who's our market? Who we go after? Everybody. People need what we have. People are dying of thirst right now in this country, and we're giving away free water. All right? So how do you do it? You invite your friends. That's it. That's all you do is you get good at inviting. We'll teach you how. As a team, everybody in here has upline people who are millionaires and multimillionaires. That's the proof, by the way. When Bob Schmidt told me the story of the young lions, he said, look, he said, the reason the young people come in to do it, you've got the proof, the 120 millionaires. And those are the mentors. Well, nobody's ever had proof like you have after 10 years. And then you've got the company that clearly is the next big one. They come in with their latest savvy of technology and their energy, and they take it to a whole new level under the mentorship of the proof. And that's exactly where we're at right now, all right? So all you do is invite. You don't need to be an expert on the comp plan, the product, the industry, the founders, nothing. You don't need to be a mangosteen expert. You don't even know how to spell, you don't even have to spell XANGO right. You just have to learn how to invite. That's it. Invite to what? To a 2020 party like this. To a three-way phone call. To a one-on-one at a coffee shop or a restaurant. It's a Skype presentation. Wherever they are in the world, you're not limited, all right? Well, you're limited in any countries that we're not quite open yet, unless you're Glade Polson. So, look, then the bottom line is whoever does more meetings makes more money. Whoever gets their friends and their family members and people they meet on the phone or to a 2020 or on Skype or at a one-on-one with somebody in their upline makes the most amount of money, period. That's how it works. That's how my wife and I became multimillionaires with this. That's it. That's all we did. That's all we keep doing. So look, and we're a team. We do this together. We sink or swim together. I prefer to swim. We're going big time. Okay? We do this as a team. When you come in, you don't do this alone. If you do it alone, you'll fail. It's the biggest impediment to success I've ever met in network marketing. Look, I'm going to force some of the millionaires to come out of retirement. They're going to have to help you because you're going to be calling on them, and they cannot let you down. All right? That's our job, is to lift you up and help you become wealthy, because you didn't choose this situation in this country. It wasn't your doing to be left with more debt, less credit, less jobs, less pay, and more hours than ever in history of America. It's our job. It's our duty to help you, because we have the vehicle. And they don't teach it to you at home. They don't teach it to us in school. Unfortunately, hopefully that will change one day. Maybe you guys can help that become a reality in the future. Look, and then our first goal is to help you make enough money where you get your product for free. A portion of the comp plan is called the sign-up bonus. You can get your product free in the first day, first week. I got my product free covered in my first month because of the sign-up bonus. But we're not going to talk about that part of the comp plan. The first goal is to get your product for free from the residual. Let's just say that the second part of the comp plan, the residual. That's the monthly reorders. That's the holy grail of the industry. That's what we're after. Walk-away income. What is residual income? Earned income is when you go to your job for a set amount of pay, whether it's $10 an hour, $20 an hour, or $40,000 a year, $50,000 a year, whatever. And you have to be there. If you work 8 hours, you make $80. And then you let the government take half of it, because that's the highest taxed income there is. You're going to learn so much. You guys are in for a treat. You guys are in for an actual lesson in money in the next few months. I mean, you're going to learn more about money, more about saving money, more about how you make money, more about how money works, more about freedom, more about being a leader, more about public speaking, more about growing as an individual than you've ever learned. You're going to take 10 years and condense it down to 2. I promise you. That's the beauty of this industry, is what you become in the process when you have a team like this to work with. So residual income, let's say Beyonce records a song. All right, she spends her whole life getting famous, good enough, investing in herself to where she's sought after and people love to listen to her. Then she puts in the time to record a song, and then every single time you or any of your friends download it on iTunes, buy the CD, or any radio station decides to play it, she gets paid. Forever. For the rest of her life. Even when she dies, her family trust gets paid. Forever. That's residual income. She's making money while she's sleeping. Guess what happens if in Japan somebody buys her song? She gets paid. That's network marketing. It's the best kind of money in the world. They don't even teach this. I can't even believe they don't teach this. People pay $40,000, $50,000 for an education. They don't teach you about freedom. But how would they? They don't have any control over the curriculum, and how would they know? You know, it's really too bad. But anyways, then our goal after we get your product free is to get you to $1,000 a month. All right, residual income. That might not sound like a lot to some of you, man. Everybody wants to be millionaires, so I'm going to throw some big numbers around. So I know I'm not scaring you, because you guys are all big thinkers. But $1,000 a month changed my life. It was 2 car payments. It was 2 car payments. It made my wife's car and my car. It was a mortgage. It was like getting a free house, because we had earned income at our job. Now we had $1,000 a month coming in every month. Well, look, network marketing is like a rocket ship. It's all that energy to get it to that $1,000. Everything you've got, all full throttle to get it up. Once it breaks the stratosphere, it just goes on its own, you know. It just break off, and it just goes. It just keeps going. That's network marketing done properly. That's how this industry is supposed to work, but it typically doesn't, because our friends don't know how to pick one, because we don't understand how to pick the right timing, the right company, the right team. All right? Look, then 1,000 will become 2, 2 will become 4, 4 will become 8, 8 will become 16, 16 will become 32. It just takes off once it breaks the stratosphere, all right? Look, here's, and I also want you to start thinking, don't just think of who you know, because this is how powerful it is. Think of who they know. Every one of us has different contact lists. Every one of us has different Facebook friends. Every single one of us. So your friends that join you, they have a different list of people than you do. And they have a different list of people than you do. I didn't know a lot of the people in this room. I didn't know a lot of the people in my group. Most of them I don't even know. At the beginning I knew all of them. Now I know maybe 1/10 of 1% that join on a daily basis. So the first few months I shared it with about 20 friends. 10 or so chose to join. Whenever I say I mean my wife Lindsay and I. 10 or so chose to join us. Now we get a lot higher percentage. Right now we're getting almost 100% with this timing, with the second wave. So 10 or so chose to join us, all right? We got better at inviting. 5 stuck it out. 5 stayed consistent. 5 stayed coachable, just like my mentor Bob Schmidt said to 2 said to do. 5 turned into 90,000 people spread around the world. 3 years after we started, we were millionaires. All right? Now we're set for life. For all intents and purposes, we were set for life in 3 years. The money wasn't there, because I don't want to live the rest of my life on $1 million. But the people were in place. The thing was in motion. Picture a snowball going down, and it just starts taking on momentum. Hard to get it going, but now you can't stop it. I mean, snowball gets big enough, you can't stop it. It's an avalanche. All right, here's my experience. I'm going to pop through these quick. My first month, this is just the residual. I'm only going to show the residual part, not the sign-up bonus. First month, we knocked the leather off the ball, $18, $28, $33, $73. So now what do most people do in this first window? This time trying to get it going. 460, 751, 765, 916. Took 9 months to get to $1,000 a month. What do most people do in that 9-month window when all their friends are telling them they can't do it? They quit. What does the average person do at anything? I can't stand whenever in network marketing you get all these people saying, we're just average people. Well, you know what? Who wants to be average? What does the average marriage do? Fails. What does the average person who has New Year's resolutions do with them? Fails. What does the average person who starts a diet do? Quit. What does the average person who starts a gym membership do? Quit. They rely on that because there's not enough room in the gym for all the people that sign up anyways. They don't cancel it because it messes with their head if they cancel because they intend to go back. All right? So look. Don't be average. The worst thing in the world, you want to be average. When all your friends, all your average broke friends who are trying to bring you down, when you're getting going with this, don't let them. Don't listen to them. My friend Brian said, you can't do that. I said, why, Brian? He said, because my cousin tried it. She couldn't do it. How does that make sense? You mean I can't do it because your cousin didn't do it? I'm not your cousin, Brian. All right? Let it fuel it. Let it fuel you. Don't let it bring you down. You know what? Because people don't want to feel like they missed something because they know they don't want to put in the work to do it. They're going to try to kick your fire out. I don't think so, all right? If I can do it, you can do it, and I'll help you do it. So 9 months to 1,000. Watch this. Remember what I said about the rocket ship? 1,600, 23, 4,000, 6,000, 8,000, 10,000, 10,000, 12,000, 18,000, 21,000, 24,000. All right, 12 months later, we're making 24,000 a month. All right, so 9 months to 1,000. A year later, we're making over $20,000. A month. It just keeps coming. Like, boom, it's the 20th. Boom, it's the 20th. You don't even have time to spend it. That's all profit. No employees, no inventory, no overhead, no paperwork. Nobody tells you where to be, when to be there, how much you can make, how much you can't make. Nobody's in control of your life but you, the way it should be. We're human beings, all right? Don't let somebody control our lives forever. There's an answer. There's a solution. That's what this is all about. All right, so watch this. Let's keep going. Now, every third month, you'll see it says bonus month because once you get to the certain level on the compensation plan, you become part of the bonus pool. That's my favorite part of the comp plan because now you get paid. In essence, you're an owner of the company. You get paid off your uplines efforts, your downlines efforts, your sidelines efforts. You get paid on the whole world, even if you don't have a business growing to all those countries because you get a piece of every single product that XANGO sells. You get a little piece in your pocket of every product that sells worldwide. Guess how fair that is? Let's say it took 3 years to get to Premier. That's the level you start sharing in the bonus pool. I think it'd be pathetic if it took 3 years in this timing, but let's just say it did. All right? Let's just say you were real lazy and it took you 3 years. Okay? Now, you get to be paid on what's been being built for 14 years. We're an 11-year-old company. It took 3 years to get to Premier. You're getting paid on the whole world's efforts for all that time, forever. I mean, it's a pool you want to be part of, and you have to expect to play in it. I mean, good for you, Tommy, you're in the bonus pool. No, you have to begin with the end in mind. You have to bring your own expectation to the table. All right? So watch this. Let's keep going. So 9 months to 1,000, 12 months later, we're making over $250,000. 27,000, 30,000, 29,000, 32,000, 49,000, 34, 35, 52, 36, 42. Okay, 2 years now, we're making about $500,000 a year. All right? What if we would have let our friends tell us we couldn't do it? What if I'd have kept listening to all my bro friends tell me this didn't work? What if I didn't make an educated decision? What if I didn't talk to a millionaire? All right, so let's keep going. 54, 38, 37, 57, 40, 43, 63, 44, 45, 63, 47, 46, 62, 44, 47, 68. Now we moved up to another level in the bonus plan. 49, 49,000, 114,000. That's all profit. And is your job going to give you a raise like that? I mean, if somebody has to show me a quicker, simple, easier, better way, I'll join you. I always tell people I've been doing this for 10 years. I've made people all around the world. I've never had one person show me a quicker, simpler, easier, more fun way of generating a 6 or 7 figure residual income than this. I have a peanut in my office. I'll roll up from my doorstep to yours if you show me a better way. I haven't seen one. This is it, all right? And this window is much better than when I started, okay? Look, I'm going to ask my friend Jerome Garrison to come up here. My friend Jerome Garrison, his parents have been in the industry, had been in XANGO for a while. He had no interest. He's a Division I NCAA basketball player. He gets things done. He just signed up for XANGO, and he came here with us today. Jerome, come on up here, would you?
Hi. first off, let's thank Tommy for his presentation, just real quick. What you have to understand is that 7 weeks ago, I had no idea who this man was. I heard his name for the last 7, 8 years because my parents are in XANGO. So they've been doing it for these last 7, 8 years. They've been consistent. They get the XANGO in the mail all the time. I see it. I had to take it in the house growing up. I'd carry the box and bring it in, put it in the fridge for them. But, that whole time I had no idea what was going on. I'm just putting XANGO in the fridge, just clueless about what my parents are doing. And about 7 weeks ago, I go to Tommy Johnson's house to one of these, a 2020. Now, there were probably only about us right here that were at this meeting. And me and my sister decided to be those people and sit in the back. And so we're sitting in the back. There's all these people up front, but we were just like entertaining our parents to go. But you have to understand, I had recently just had an experience with the XANGO juice that even made me go to that meeting. Earlier in the year, I hurt myself pretty bad. And long story short, I started getting on the XANGO juice pretty consistently. And in about 2 weeks, I took something that was going to cause me to have microfracture surgery. I took that to where I don't have to have that anymore, just from taking the XANGO juice. Now, that was the first product they did for the first 10 years. That's what made them so successful. And so from having that happen to me, I said, okay, these products work. I woke up and I was like, okay, I see what they're doing. And so I went to their house. I went to Tommy's house and I met him. And I heard what he was saying. I had the presentation. I was just sitting there. And then he started showing his checks. And I don't know about any of you in here. We don't know each other too well. But if you look around the room right now, I was looking around earlier, none of you in here look alike. And none of you in here are probably alike. But yet, all of you probably have something in you that makes you want to be really successful. You sit around, you look around, we got like 5 millionaires in here. Now, 6 weeks ago, I never met a millionaire. And now I'm sitting here with 6 in one room and hanging out with a founder all day. The kind of stuff that can happen from this is really limitless. It's really incredible. And when you have someone like Tommy, when you meet your millionaire, when you meet that mentor, you wake up. You finally realize what life is about. And life isn't about being ordinary. Like Tommy said, life isn't about being average. We were all created different. Look around. You're all individually special. And so why in the world would you go through your whole life being like everybody else? Looking at the person next to you in the cubicle, just saying, hey, just another day. Just going and doing that for 30 years. Why would you do that? And I'm mostly talking to the younger crowd right now because we have the opportunity to decide that for us. Now, if you've been doing that for the last couple of years, you have the opportunity right now to stop that. In a short amount of time, you became a millionaire in 3 years. You have to understand what that means, $1 million. When I wrote that down as a kid, just joking around in class or something, you write down $1 million. You're like, oh, I'll make that when I'm 80, 70. Because you just think you're going to add up your checks and just kind of save them every now and then, and it'll just start to pile up. That's what I thought, I thought that all the way up till 6 weeks ago. I thought, okay, I'll probably, my dream is to go to the NBA. That's my passion, to go to the NBA and be a star, not just go to the NBA, but be a star. And in order to do that, you have to work really hard. You can't just, say that and then go to the gym and watch, your teammates shoot. You can't just say that and watch basketball games. You have to go practice. And so Tommy, instead of saying, hey, I want to be a millionaire, he actually went and did that, And the other millionaires in here, they went and did it. And the thing is that there's no reason that all of us can't do that. There's absolutely no reason unless you say you don't want to do that. And like Tommy said, you don't know, what kind of thinker you are being here tonight. But you have to understand that 6 weeks ago, I was sitting there and I really didn't know what I was thinking during the meeting. I didn't know if I wanted to do it. I didn't know how badly I wanted to do it. I didn't even know if, this was really real. I didn't know, still is he really just putting numbers out there? What's going on? But after literally one conversation with him, one conversation after the meeting, I just went up to him. I said, hey, Jerome Garrison. I said, tell me, what did you do? What is it? And he said, just talk to people. I talked to as many people as I could. And I told them what it did for my family. And I'm telling them what it could do for their family. And I said, okay, so you just talk to people? He said, yeah. I said, a lot of people? He said, yeah. And I said, and checks just started coming? Yeah. And you know, I mean, it sounds really simple. It sounds like, okay, that's, you know, how do you do that? But just think about it. When you walked in here tonight, you probably talked to somebody, right? You didn't just walk in really and just kind of sit down. I mean, you really had no option. There's too many of us in here. So somebody probably bumped into you or something, and you had to say hi. You had to talk. Here's where you get successful in this business, and I'm starting to realize this. And I'm getting more and more passionate about this every minute. Not every day, every minute. Every minute I realize how successful I can be in this, in basketball, in school, in being a drummer at the church. I realize, you know, how much better I can get myself in life. And it's because you ran into somebody probably today, but what'd you say to them? Did you just say, hey, and go sit down? Or did you walk up to them and say, hey, I'm so-and-so, what's your name? Listen to them, then ask them how they're doing. Listen to them, then ask them what's their day been like. Listen to them. You see, it's simple. It's just conversation. You just talk and listen. And you never know who wants to be a millionaire. You never know who's taking energy products. You never know who's hurt like I was. And so with that kind of power in this company, that's how you become a millionaire in 3 years. That's how you become multi-millionaire throughout a room. There should only be one of them in here. Really, if we look at percentages, there should only be one of them in here. But there's 5. There's 5. I did a calculation the other day. There's 6 million people in Arizona. And there's 7 billion in the world. And I did the math and all that, and it came to about 9%. That's about 9%. And I sat there and said, okay, about 5% of the world is wealthy, we say. You know, 5%, and then 1% is just extremely wealthy. You know, they're the millionaires. But I said, okay, 9%, that means we could make 5% of Arizona wealthy. 5% of Arizona being wealthy is more than half. And I said, okay, you can get that done. You can do that. But we're not just stopping in one state. There's 43 countries that XANGO's open in. 43. And you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody that's there. And that's how you grow a business. That's how you get crazy checks. But at the same time, and this is where I love this company, this is where I'm passionate about it, and I can attest to it because it was me, is that you're going to help somebody. You're going to keep them from a microfracture surgery. You're going to keep them from taking energy products that's killing them slowly, that they don't realize it. That's what you're doing. We're all basically, all of us in here are angels because we're all helping someone else. That's what we're doing. We're helping them financially and we're helping them physically. Aaron Garrity, this man is amazing. If you have the chance before you leave here tonight, talk to him. Don't let him leave here. Just bother him. Talk to him. Because I'm telling you, I had a conversation with him today, and it just, I can't even describe it. You just change your outlook on life when you talk to someone who's done it. And you talk to someone who can teach you how to do it. And you won't walk around here with your head down. You won't walk around here wanting to be average. And you won't walk around here not talking to people. You will be a talker. You say right now, I'm not real social. I'm not, that doesn't fit me. It can. Because it's really simple. There's no way you got to this point in your life without talking to somebody. So it's really simple. And when you get it and it starts to happen for you, you become passionate. And the passion is what takes you all the way. And so this MB30 movement is our tool. This is what helps us get to becoming millionaires. You can want to help people all you want in life, but without money and without something that's working, you can't do that. It's really hard. It'll take you that much longer. But MB30, Millionaires by 30 to the younger crowd. Millionaires by 30, that's 10 years for me, I'm 20. That's 10 years. I'm fine with waiting 10 years to become a millionaire. But see, I'm not like that. I don't think like that. See, I think I'll be a millionaire by 23, I think I'll be a millionaire by 21. I just think that way. I'm like, okay, I can do it. Because I'll help that many people. I'll help my people help that many people. And at the same time, they'll become the same way I'm becoming. Because I can't do it unless you're doing it. And so that's why this works. And that's why XANGO is going to be the best network marketing company in the world. And so And so tonight, really, I really didn't know what I was going to say, honestly. It wasn't planned because I feel like you can't speak from your heart if you plan something out like this. But if anything that I would want you to take from this meeting, whether you sign up or not, whether you join us or not, is that I'm in it, and I was you 7 weeks ago. And if you listen to how I'm talking and you listen to the conviction in my voice, and I can back it up with what I've done as well, it works. It does work. And it blows your mind away because it's not going to take away from the other things you're doing in your life. All it does is build those up. It's taking my basketball to here. It's taking the way I treat people to here. It's taking the way I enjoy life to here. I don't sleep anymore. I mean, just think about it. What does sleeping do for us? I mean, when we're younger, they say sleep to grow. Okay, well, I'm not really young anymore, so I got to stay awake because the more I'm asleep, somebody else in the world is becoming successful. And what do I look like walking into their $1 million home, and they're the same age as me, saying, hey, man, I love your home, it's really nice. No, not for me. I want to be the one that you're walking in my house, and I have all the stories of the people I've helped on a wall somewhere, and I'm saying, hey, you want to do this with me because you can have this, you can do this, and it's not going to take away from anything else you're doing. I promise you. It'll only build you up. And so that's what MB30 is to me. And honestly, it's probably like that to everybody else in here, especially to the millionaires. And you'll understand that more if you join. But you'll never know if you just sit here and continue to just live life as if you have time. We don't know what tomorrow holds. What's the point in waiting, That's why I signed up the first night I went. I said, okay, I want to do that, so let's just go. I had never heard of an opportunity for me as a young man to try to set myself financially free before I start a family, before I try to go out in the world and do something. I can be rich and then marry somebody, and I can be rich and then provide for my kids. I don't have to, make my kids struggle and build it up. No, I'll bring them into the world and get them whatever they want, And so think about what you want. Think about your passions. Think about dreams you have, whatever it is. Because you can do it with this, and that's what I'm doing. And we're going with it. We want everybody to join us. People don't just open their houses up to people if it's not something they're passionate about. And so, Tom, finish.
Jerome Garrison. Man, another round of applause for Jerome. He really is leading the way in MB30 right now. He is a go-getter, and that's why he's here. So I appreciate his efforts, and I'm learning from him. I'm learning from him every day how to make this better for you. I'm learning from the young people. I open my office up at my house, if you can imagine, to all the young people joining the MB30 movement. They sit in my office and they work, and I watch them work, and I learn how to make MB30 fit into their lifestyle better. We learn from you, man. I mean, MB30 isn't about me. It's not about Lance Schiffman. It's not about Anton Garrity. It's not about John Zenas. It's not about Aaron Garrity. It's about you. MB30 isn't Tommy Johnson. It's not. It's people under 30. You own it. It's yours. Run hard with it. Look, it's working right now. 8 months of Limitless inventory was gone in 6 weeks. 200% increase in Limitless sales April versus February. We first started talking about this idea, this concept, this platform, MB30, the last week of February. 200% increase in Limitless sales. That's tripled in 2 months. I mean, 80% increase in signups, April versus February. This isn't a small company. 2.5 million distributors spread through around the world. 80% increase in signups in the United States in 2 months. So it's not around like, hey, I'm going to go home and think about it. This is not negotiable. This is happening. MB30 is happening. This is the very, very, very beginning. This is when you want to come in. This is startup without the risk. This is startup and stability coexisting. This has never been done like this before. Where the company supports it, nothing like this has happened in the industry like this before. This is something we're pioneering it. And those of us who go out and work hard right now are the ones that see the big landslide, the big snowball effects in their check. This is when you do it. What you recognize MB30 as right now, in 90 days you'll be like, I can't even believe we were building it 90 days ago. We didn't have this, we didn't have that. And then in 90 more days, we're going to be like, how in the world were we building that 90 days ago? We didn't have this. We didn't have the app. We didn't have the trips. We didn't have all this cool stuff. But we're going to have a good story because those are the ones of us. Why do you think I'm working so hard? Why do you think I've lost the weight? This has gone from my priority here to here because I know the return. See? Look, go check out the Facebook. Go to the MB30 Movement group page. Join the group. And just scroll around. Look, this isn't just me. This is happening all over the country, all over the world. This is all in like 9 weeks, guys. It's crazy. There's all kinds of stuff coming to make it easier to build. Cool trips. Some people might even get picked up in private jets and taken to cool MB30 parties in places like South Beach where videos, cruise. The things that are going to come out that Aaron Garrity has vision for to make this business even easier, this platform even easier is coming. Look, this is the greatest entry point that this industry's ever seen. This is the greatest time to come in, pour your energy into it, and see the greatest return that this industry's ever seen. All right? Look, MB30 will be the biggest movement that XANGO's ever seen, and I firmly believe with everything that I have that we have the potential to make this the biggest growth curve that this industry has ever seen. So this is the very beginning of it, okay? So you don't want to miss it. Be complimented because we don't teach people to go after duds, to mopes. You go after people who you think are ambitious because it only takes 3 or 4 or 5 to set you up for life. So you might have to kiss a few frogs along the way, but let me tell you something. Your person who invited you, they are encouraged to go after quality, people that they think have a big dream, people like Jerome Garrison who are willing to do what it takes, who's not afraid to be a millionaire by 30. They view you as that person, and they're only going to have time for 3, 4, or 5. That's all it takes. That's all they have time for. So be complimented. So there's only 3 types of people in the room. There's A, and that's somebody who realizes they just chalk, the last hour or so, chalk it up to a waste of time. Man, get me out of here. All right? Sorry. Hopefully you enjoy the camaraderie, the limitless, catching up with your friends. Maybe you can go joke about it hang out with your other friends later and joke about it. But B is somebody who's not interested in the business. You're fine going work to home to work to home to work for somebody else forever. That's okay because this isn't for everybody, it's all right. It's totally okay. So but you're interested in the product. Aaron Garrity put together a really cool customer program. We can get the product shipped right to your house. You get a healthier product shipped to you that's less expensive and better for you, and works better already. So you can sign up as a customer. And C, and that's really who we're looking for. We're looking for people who are like Jerome, who have what it takes, who want to go with us, who want to run hard with us, who wants to be successful. And if that's you, get signed up as a distributor. We have the applications. It takes just a minute. You just sign up, just like Jerome did, right now. What are you waiting for? Let's go. And then let's start building your business. We'll put together a game plan with your upline, get together, put your game plan. We'll start inviting people tomorrow, tonight. I'm doing calls with people till 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I'm on your schedule and my kid's schedule. Because I know the score this time. Do you understand? I know the score. I know the outcome. So run with me. We're looking for C's. Look, the first 10 years in XANGO was our turn. I don't even know if there was even an MB30 in the first 10 years. The next 10 years, I predict over 500 millionaires. Most of them are under the age of 30. This time, it's your turn. So I'm going to bring Aaron Garrity up here to wrap it up. I appreciate you guys. Thanks a lot. Wow. What a meeting, huh? Yeah. Thank you, Ashley.
Unmute.
I am truly an MB30 expert in technology. I gotta just compliment Jerome. I've witnessed this young man over the last couple of weeks, and he is a quality human being first. But I'll tell you what, you've got 5 millionaires who have become millionaires in this room, and none of them, my friend, spoke like you did their first 6 weeks. As a matter of fact, Anton Garrity, how many companies have you been a part of in network marketing?
This is the first one.
First one. Lance Schiffman? First one. Tommy Johnson? First one. Maggie? 2. Glade? 3. Okay, so Maggie and Glade actually hate the first 3 that we talked about. John?
Ask Tony how many times I said that.
Yes.
Or I really hate those guys.
Yeah. I'm telling you guys, you look at the ranks right here of people who have succeeded in this company, in this opportunity, and it just goes to show you, you don't have to be a direct sales expert. You can come in and for the first time, share the product, share your stories, and have a vision. You know, a lot of people ask me as CEO and chairman of the board, what does it take to be a successful company? It takes three things. What does it take to be a successful entrepreneur? Three things. You have to have a vision, you have to have a world-class offering, and you have to have an opportunity. I'm here to tell you we have all three. We have all three in a multi-billion-dollar brand as if it's the first day today. The vision is MB30, millionaire by 30. It's an easy story to tell. What do you want to be? I want to be a millionaire by 30. The world-class offering is a world-class product, limitless. And guess what? We have other world-class products. But limitless is what we focus on for this movement because it's easy to talk about. Who doesn't want to talk about increased energy, opportunity, and a way to make money? What is the opportunity itself? It's the 2020 meeting, the 2020 phone call, the 2020 Skype session. I'm telling you, these MB30 superstars that are up and coming are using technology in a way that has never been used before in the history of direct sales. Not just in this company, but in the history of direct sales. Network marketing is the future. You saw what Bill Gates said. This is a visionary man. This is a guy who actually has had a vision in the past and actually implemented that vision. But when you look at what has happened in the last 10 years, actually the last 5 years, networks that have never existed before in humanity exist today at a massive scale. Tommy said to go to the MB30 Facebook site. You know, Facebook started under a decade ago. Last November, they actually stated that they had 1 billion users. Now think about that network. A network that got started less than 10 years ago already is 1 billion strong. Networking is the wave of the future. The old school, the governments of the world want you to think it's about them. It's about the jobs they can create. It's about the simplicity they can bring. It's about the protection they can offer. I'm telling you guys, it is not. You are seeing the breakdown of society as we have known it for centuries. And it's happening under the very noses of governments throughout the world. Why? Because people are empowered. People are empowered to take control of their own lives, and it's being done through networks. That is how you can build network marketing multimillionaires virtually in 3 years. Lance did it the same way. Anton did it the same way. Became millionaires in less than a decade, in less than 5 years, in 3 years. All of them. Why? Because they dared to go out and talk. They dared to go out and share. This is the greatest opportunity. We have the greatest vision, a world-class product offering, and an opportunity that is unlike any other. Get with the person who got you here. Do not let this opportunity pass you by. God bless you and have a great night. Thank you.
I'll kick music back on. We'll answer questions. We'll stick around, answer everybody's questions. And Aaron will be last to leave.